Neil Fales, N-E-I-L,
Cool.
F-A-L-E-S.
And where are you from?
Mount Briar.
Cool.
Mount Briar.
And you were at the anniversary of Gettysburg?
75th anniversary of Antietam and the 75th of Gettysburg.
And how'd you end up there? Did you have family members that were in the...
No, my grandfather was a one-room school teacher. He raised me. He was born in 1876, and he raised me from 2 weeks old. And he taught me in school till the 5th grade, till Maryland, during the Second World War, closed all the one-room schools. They closed them all, you know, not because of the war, but
Yeah.
they wanted to get rid of them, you know. And then I had to go on a bus for the elementary for 2 years, and then then I went to Boonsboro, went to high school. But I'm gonna show you a picture. I got a picture here of my granddaddy.
Sure.
I grew up in his house, and I still live in it. It was log, but my boy built a house over it and one in it.
Did your grandfather build that himself? Or?
Oh yes, pulled all the logs down with one horse and hewed them all, and you know, that was probably 1900. And I came here in 1932. See, I'm 90 years old. And I was 85 when the 75th anniversary was. But it wasn't here. They only owned up where what you see up where the cemetery is. That's all the battlefield they owned. And they bought all this, 3,300 acres. Yeah. They bought it over the years. You know, I mean, yeah. But anyhow, my granddad was born in 1876. He was a one-room school teacher.
Your family have roots here for a while, or?
Well, probably his dad.
Yeah.
Probably. His dad got run over by a trolley.
Huh.
They don't know whether he was murdered and laid on the rails. No one back in those days, there wasn't none of this that you see on television, you know what I mean? So they just had it as he got run over by a trolley. Yeah. Ezra was his name. Yeah. And Ezra. But now see, Fales is my father's name. But my mother's name was Reese. So their names was Reese. My granddaddy and grandmother were Reeses. And, but anyhow.
And the Gettysburg anniversary, was there, you said you were there when they lit the flame?
Yeah, they lit the flame.
That was the 75th?
Yeah, that was the next year. See, this was in 37. That was in 38. So I'm sure that's what that was. You understand what I mean?
And FDR was there?
FDR was there,
yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people? Or?
A lot of people, but everybody had old cars. And you know, the roads weren't, you know, when you say, well, we went to Gettysburg, that was a big deal. You know what I mean? Because it was just small roads, you know.
Yeah.
2-lane if you were lucky. Otherwise, you got off the road when somebody come and you know what I mean. Yeah. But now just think that's only been, what, 85, 86 years ago, and all this changed in that time. You understand what I mean? I mean, you know, nobody ever floated down there in a kayak back then. You know, now everybody floats down there with a kayak, you know, yeah. I still fishing. Let me see if I can find this. I have a hard time finding this. Let me see, I want to show you my granddaddy and my grandmother. They were making a movie here yesterday.
Oh, really? Like a big production, or?
Yeah, well, no, when they finish the visitor center up there, they're working on it, it's going to be showing in there, you know, for visitors. Yeah, they were here yesterday, and I talked to them, but there's my granddad, there it is. There's the house.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And that's my granddaddy.
He was born in what year?
1876.
Wow.
August 28th.
You guys have animals and stuff growing up?
No, he was a school teacher.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he always raised chickens. Now there they are.
That's cool.
He pulled every one of them logs down. Of course, I'm a big kidder, so I always tell everybody he pulled every one of them logs down with a horse. And then we ate the horse, but we didn't. We never ate the horse. Well, anyhow, we grew up with log in and log out.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't pay 10 cents to do it all over again, but I wouldn't take $1 million for it. You understand what I mean?
Mm.
Because you're never going to get that experience.
Yeah.
You know. Now, don't get me wrong. He got $80 a month to teach school back then, but in the summer it didn't pay you. There wasn't any unemployment. You didn't get anything. So we had to raise cantaloupes and lima beans and take them to market, and eggs and yeah. So nobody had any money. That's the reason they made moonshine. Say there was no money. Nobody. Farmers couldn't even pay anybody to. There wasn't big farms. They were all little guys with a plow and 2 horses making a living. That's all anybody ever did was make a living. You ate good. You understand what I mean? There was no money to.
None of that excess.
No dollar bills.
Yeah.
No dollar bills. And you see when now I was still young. I remember revenue men, you know what I mean? The revenue men that would come down looking for them as a kid, because that was exciting. But my granddaddy didn't like, his dad was a drunk. That's the reason they think he was drunk laying on a trolley track. But anyhow, he hated booze. But we had our best friends all made moonshine. He never held that against him. And he didn't make it. He was the only one that didn't make it because he was a school teacher. School teacher can't make moonshine, you know. And we were good friends. Big families, just good friends. When I was a kid, we used to go to their house. That was the first time I ever saw people eating crabs because they had money. You know what I mean? They'd go to Baltimore, take moonshine down in a barrel. They would run off a barrel, a wooden barrel, and then roll off a truck in the backyard of a tavern. Get paid, you know, or come on back home. One of them got caught and did 7 years in Kentucky prison, federal prison. That big prison in Kentucky. McCombs, he was the biggest. He had a tank truck, a Model A Ford tank truck, that he could, if the revenuers got too close, he could suck all that mash up that was fermenting in that tank truck and take off. You know what I mean? And if they saw his car sitting around, they just upset it. It didn't. I mean, they just get out and I never, you know, old Model A Ford, they just upset the thing right there. Yeah, that's what they did back in them days. Yeah. Yes, sir. And you always got a couple of them I knew. They were men when I grew up, but they got a year and a day. You get a day, you're a felon. A year in prison, you're not a felon. A year and a day, you're a felon. It has to be more than a year to be a felon. They all got a year and a day for just working there. But the big guy, he got 7 years. Yeah. That big prison. I forget the name. Louisville or something. A big prison.
And what did you do for work around here?
I worked at a furniture company for 44 years, like an idiot. Never made any money, but had a lot of freedom. I could fish in the afternoons and hunt. You know, that's what we did. I don't do it anymore. I do fish, but I can put all the fish back. I don't want to kill any deer. I only kill something if I would need it, and I don't need it. You understand what I mean? That's how I run my life, you know what I mean? And put all the fish back.